Holy shit. Are we doing an intro?
I don't think so.
No intro. What on God's green earth just happened?
Well, the market's nuked, exploded, blew up.
Oh my
Bitcoin
God.
got absolutely hammered, crushed, demolished.
Oh my God. I mean, I was trying to pull up metrics and numbers and data. The websites are all down. The trading apps are down. Coinbase was down. CoinGlass is down. I'm seeing $115,000 Bitcoin on one exchange, $104,000 Bitcoin on one exchange.
Is your computer down?
It's about to be.
Yeah, there you go. Everything's down.
What is going on, dude? And Trump is currently about to speak, but it looks like they're talking about prescription drugs. You know, I just want to say, shout out to you, Trump, for fucking waiting until the market's closed. The only thing left to sell was crypto. Can we listen to what he has to say? Can we
Yeah, let's do it.
bump up the volume on this?
There's sort of all big announcements, actually. It's wonderful to be in the Oval Office. I think you probably like it the best. You like it the best for press conferences? I sort of do. But today I'm excited to announce another historic achievement in our quest to lower drug prices for all Americans. Prices have come way down. We've gotten prices way down for groceries, for oil especially. Today we broke $60 a barrel. We think the oil is going to be under $2 a gallon very soon. That's about 70% lower than what it was just a year ago. So that's a big thing. And when the oil comes down, everything comes down. It's pretty beautiful to watch.
Including crypto.
AstraZeneca, the largest
Thanks, Trump.
pharmaceutical manufacturer in the United Kingdom, is committing to offer Americans major discounts on their
that
vast
Trump,
catalog of prescription drugs. One of the great companies, by the way.
It's not.
And a most
Who in
favored
the-
nation's pricing
Dr. Oz.
clause. So
It
most
is
favored
Dr.
nation
Oz.
is you're going to pay whatever the lowest
see.
price anywhere in the world is. That's what you're going to be paying. And
Okay, he's talking about prescription drugs. I want to wait till the questions when people ask him what happened with the whole China. So if you guys missed it, guys, obviously I'll put the captions on in case you want to see what he's saying. But he's not talking anything about the markets, about China, about tariffs. He's talking about drug prices. So it's not really relative to
He
why.
was just on the stage though a little bit ago, or he was talking before that, right?
I did not see it. This is the only feed I had or that I pulled up, unless you got something else you want to pull up. But this is the only thing I had pulled up. In case you missed it, guys, China 2 days ago or yesterday came out and said they're putting in export controls on things related to rare earth minerals. And then Trump came out today and said, well, guess what? How could you? Wow, shame on you. We're putting we're not putting 100% tariff. We're adding an additional 100% tariff on top of the tariffs that exist today. And the market's completely nuked. And when I say nuked, I saw somewhere XRP $1.89, ETH at 3,200. My BitTensor position, that was $2,000 in the profit this morning, was liquidated.
I mean, XRP was down to $1.84, and that's per coin market cap. I just saw it flash 195 too. And so this thing is interesting. Now, this might not be 100% up to date, but obviously this is aggregating API data from lots of exchanges, so it's just fluctuating all over the place. But what we got right this second is we got Filecoin down 50% across the board. Also, WorldCoin 50%, Bonk down almost 50%. You got artificial superintelligence. This is the kill shot. This one down 48%, another 50%. Basically, everything in the top 10 on losers are down over 40%, almost 50%. So just in the last hour, Caspa's down. I saw Caspa at 2 cents briefly. That's insane. Now, I'm sure it was a liquidation effect. It bounced back pretty quick. It's at 4 cents right now, or just shy of it. But on the week, Caspa's down 50%. On the week, Lido's down 50%. On the week, it's bad, bro. It's just blood everywhere.
Blood.
Everywhere. Zcash is still holding at $200. When in doubt, buy Zcash. That's right. It's the savior. Who needs Bitcoin, altcoins, or even a portfolio? Go all in on Zcash. And, well, there you go.
I can't log into my Buy DeFi account. That's down.
Damn.
I'm trying to log in a week.
Where's the Dash over here? This one's interesting. This one fell off a cliff, too. We're going to keep an eye on this one.
See, Bitcoin on weeks is showing 111. What is it showing on CoinMarketCap?
CoinMarketCap, I got it at 111 as well here. We did see it at under 105 briefly on some exchanges.
Bro, this is...
Basically, Bitcoin did this. It reached down into the abyss and it grabbed Satan by the horns and said, liquidate these peasants. Yeah, that's any and every long position that was anywhere near $100,000 is been officially liquidated. Did you get CoinGlass to work by the chance?
No, nothing's working.
Nothing's working.
I can't.
We're working. When in doubt and nothing works, well, Sin City Crypto is here, and we're streaming live, and so we just want to comfort you like a little parent holding a little kid that stubbed a toe on the corner of that bedpost.
The APIs must have been fucked because, like, my BitTensor position got closed out at 276, and my liquidation point was way below that. Was way below. Like I said, this was $2,000 in the profit. And then on the flip side, I'm like, fuck it, let me gamble. 77x short that I made $2,200, which is showing up in the P&L, but it's not showing up on my account. So this price, Trump literally broke the markets. He broke the markets. He broke the infrastructure for the markets. He broke the exchanges. He broke CoinMarketCap. He broke CoinGlass. He broke my spirit. He broke our portfolios.
The thing is that this.
What are you all giddy about? Did you make money?
I sure did.
Of course you did.
I showed David. Literally, I was like, I'm exiting my position. How long was that before the market crashed?
Literally a minute.
Probably like 3 minutes.
Not even.
I sold
Not
and
even.
I was like, hey, I just locked in a large amount of profits. I don't want to throw it out how much it was, but I was like, I just locked in some crazy profits. And literally 2 hours later, 2 minutes later, it just off a cliff.
It died.
And yeah.
I'm handing over the trading account to you, Rob.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you guys, those of you watching, if you're new here, welcome. I'm David. This is Rob. I see a lot of new names in here. So I'm sure you just saw the markets tank. I was getting notification after notification after notification. It's down this much, down this much.
I was just hanging out in the studio. I was just eating some baklava ice cream, which, by the way, is absolutely delicious.
I know.
I gave Gina some too, but anyways, I was just enjoying my ice cream. I was just, sitting Indian style. We got a new chair in the back. I was just hanging out, I was just chilling, man. I just locked in some profits, and then boom, floor gives out.
Literally.
Like one of those. You ever seen those those movies where like the deck on the party deck on like the second floor just collapses, and all the drunk people fall into the grass. Yeah, that's what happened.
A couple comments here from the chat. Like I said, a lot of new names. If you're not subbed to the channel, make sure you do so.
Let me ask you: Is this because we saw a reversal, right? So we saw Bitcoin go down, hit 105. I saw it on 105, 104 on a couple exchanges. CoinMarketCap has the CoinMarketCap here is saying that 104.95, so $104,900 is what CoinMarketCap is saying That is what I also saw on an exchange. I had like a line of push notifications from all my crypto accounts. And anyways, back to where I'm getting at here. 104, David.
Okay.
Is that going to be the bottom that we kind of look at and say, hey, we had a flash crash when Trump got into his China altercation, whatever you want to call it. Bitcoin's price fell to 104. Do we look at that and then that's the bottom that we kind of talk about for this event? Or do you think that this happens? Because right now we're seeing a bounce. A bounce for sure has happened, right? We're at 111,700. We have absolutely seen a bounce. What do you take away from price action? Do you think the volatility continues to the downside? Because it looks like the volatility is going to the upside right now.
You know what scares me is we're going into the weekend. Stock market's closed now. It's going to be closed tomorrow, and it's going to be closed Sunday. So what is going to happen between Trump and China over the weekend? He slapped a 100% tariff. What do you think the president of China is going to do? You think he's going to stay silent? No. We're probably going to hear something from him today or tomorrow. Volatility. Trump comes back and says, we're going to do this on Sunday. More volatility. And it just sucks because we are the only equities markets open. Obviously, he strategically waited for the stock market to close at 4:30 Eastern time. And then magically the tweet goes out. And people are looking like, oh shit, I need to sell. And guess what? Bitcoin, ETH, XRP, crypto, the only things that people can sell. And so I would just tell people, be very cautious. I would not, in my opinion, here, what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do is panic sell. I'm not going to panic sell my spot bags. I'm also not going to be trying to get into any longs until the weekend's over. This could last maybe 7 to 10 days. This could last tomorrow. Maybe Xi Jinping comes out and says, you know what? We're going to walk it back, yada, yada. And Trump's like, yeah, we're going to walk it back too. And then bam, all the losses we've just seen get erased to the upside. But I would tell people watching, do not panic sell your spot bags and do not try to do some weird things. Don't do it. What would be your advice to people watching? There's a lot of new names in here, dude. And a lot of these people, I'm assuming, maybe it's their first cycle. They have no idea what the hell's going on. They don't know what to do. They don't know what they should do.
Let me tell you what Big Rob does. Let me tell you. If I'm out, I'm on the beach, hurricane is coming. Everyone, get out of the water. Get out of the water. Hurricane is coming. It's not safe. But I put on my wetsuit, grab my surfboard, and I'm going straight out to the waves because I just put in a limit buy. Let's go. Your boy's going into the deep end, head first, no underwear. Let's go.
Glad you were paying attention when I was saying don't go.
I heard you.
Okay, so what?
I just didn't personally agree with you. Okay. I'm just saying that my personal strategy.
Okay, so what did you do? What did you limit long?
I put in a buy order on Dash. I've been trading Dash.
Price?
36.50. It did go down to $32 and it was up at 47 dollars earlier. So
yeah, I mean, if you look at a Dash chart, this is the 1 minute on Dash. Potential bear flag pattern. I could see a little more downside. We'll see if this has gotten validated.
I'm just I've seen a strong rebound from Zcash. That's why I'm getting back in. Zcash has where's old Zcash at? So Zcash rebounding. It's at 196. This was at 240. It dropped down to 200. It's floating around the $200 mark, performing very well. You look at what's up the most on the week. It is Zcash. I would expect this to rebound first. And with that said, I would also expect other privacy coins, which that's what Zcash is. It's a privacy coin. You can send anonymously money or just, hide your transactions. It's an option. It's a legacy dinosaur coin. It's been around since 2016. Another legacy dinosaur coin from 2014 is Dash, also a privacy play. And so if you look at, so we see in the top 100, the number one performer is Zcash. And so outside the top 100, the number one performer has been Dash and Zora. So if you look at this on the 1 month chart, you can see that this has went from $20. We saw it as high as $47, $48, currently down to $37. This is something I've been keeping my eye on. I'm trying to pick up a bag currently at $36.5. I like that entry point, and then I will probably exit out around $45. So that's my strategy there. A lot of volatility. I do think we're seeing Bitcoin back up to 113. Bitcoin's seeing a nice rebound. The price before this drop was 117. So if you take into account that 117 was the price before the drop, then if we're currently at 113 compared to 104, I think that we put in a nice bottom there. We saw a rebound, and just be careful because a lot of times these rebounds, they come sharp, and then over the course of the next 8 hours, you'll see a big sell-off back towards that initial support line that we found to bounce at. And so what you got to look at is you say, if Bitcoin's price were to trade down, let's say over the weekend and going into Monday, as David had alluded to, it is a little unsettling that we got the weekend coming up. If it were to keep trading down, what you're going to see is that the spot that Bitcoin went down and found support, Bitcoin will want to go back down there again. I'm just saying that's typically what happens when you get a flash crash. Either it's a one-time event or you're going to start trending that direction, and it doesn't take that long is kind of my thing. So I think maybe within the next 5 days, it sounds a little preposterous, but within the next 5 days, if we don't get a clear rebound here, 105 is back on the table. What do you think, Dave?
I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. I know a lot of people are hurting right now. I saw I'm just reading the comments. By the way, this show is about you guys. I've done a Hedera video in the morning. We did our morning show. I did a trading show. I was on TradeFly show. We were getting ready to go home, and we said, look, people are probably like, what the hell is going on? So the show is for you guys. We don't have any articles, any news, nothing. So please be active in the chat. Let us know your thoughts. Do you have any questions? Is this your first cycle? Are you nervous? Are you scared? Did you lose a lot of money? Did you make some money? What are you doing? Share, please, and we'll highlight those in the chat.
Person named just simply the letter K said, is a 4-year cycle broken or not? You know what? I still hold the exact same thesis here when it comes to the 4-year cycle, is that once too many people subscribe to the general market directions and movements, and they're trying to forecast it out and say, hey, this is going to happen for sure. This is what has happened time and time again. Once the collective population agree that something's going to happen when it comes to a financial market, that does not happen. It does not come true. It will not happen. And the reason why is that smart money will front run it, right? Is that if I were to say, hey, the top will be on January 1st, as an example. Say, hey, the Bitcoin top will be January 1st. If you own Bitcoin, what are you going to do on December 31st? You're going to sell, right? And so people are going to exit their position. So if everyone agrees January 1st is the top, then everyone's going to sell earlier. This is the same thing that's happening when you get to a 4-year cycle. Once everyone agrees, oh, there's a 4-year cycle, post-halving, this day. Now, I will say two things to this. One, I don't personally believe this was the top, and I don't believe that this was the tumble down from it in the beginning of the bear market. Could that be incorrect? Possibly. But I will say one thing to keep as an interesting note when we talk about 4-year cycles is that if we were to follow a traditional 4-year cycle, the top should come in around end of October, early November. We are in October. And so if the 4-year cycle does play out to be accurate, this could very well be the top. But once again, I don't subscribe to that idea.
Yeah, I mean, I think everything's just broken. Look at the alert I just got, the very first one. What price does that say Bitcoin is at on BitUnit?
106. But you also got to remember these independent the prices. The prices that you're seeing is an aggregate of all exchanges, and so it's an average. So each exchange.
Here's my thing, though, Rob. I have never seen the discrepancy this large.
I have. It's what happens.
You've seen a discrepancy
when
102 to 115.
When the order books get hammered, liquidated. That's exactly what happens. Is especially in smaller exchanges. Now, your Coinbase, your Binance are going to have less volatility, but the ones that offer high leverage trading. But what exchange was that on?
That was BitUnix.
Not a micro exchange, but definitely not to the size.
Okay, Rob.
Of Coinbase and
brother, Binance is showing 118.
This is what's happening, man. Until the water calms, you're gonna see volatility in all directions. Traders don't know what the hell's going on.
Hey,
Positions are getting liquidated.
It's broken. This is
It's just the order books on each exchange, man. They're not, the arbitrage from one exchange to the other is not fast enough at this point. You can't go and sell your Binance Bitcoin and then move it over to whatever exchange, BitUnix. You're not going to be able to move that over fast enough.
Yeah, you know why? Because they're down. I can't even put a trade in.
Exactly.
I can't even buy the dip.
100%. You are correct. They're down. And so what happens? You can still put in your order book trades.
Someone asked, are limit orders going to fill? No, they're not. Limit orders will not fill. Rob, I think your phone. Someone said, are limit orders going to fill? I think the answer to that is no. I'm going to go through the chat. I want to answer some of your guys' questions. If you have any, throw them in there. Khan said, I've never seen that fast of movement up or down. My wife's calling me. Should I answer and put it on speaker?
No.
Okay. She's probably asking me where I'm at. I said, I've never seen that fast of movement up or down. Like I said, I've never seen this big of a discrepancy. Big M said, I'm broke. Ducey Does Crypto said, I just lost half my net worth today. What the hell happened?
It's not lost if you didn't realize the loss. So if you didn't sell, it doesn't.
I agree with Rob. Yeah. And honestly, Ducey, I'm not sure your experience.
Like here's the thing: like if Bitcoin just went, let's just say you bought Bitcoin at 125 and you just sold at 105. Just hypothetically speaking, then you lost money. But if you didn't sell, it's going to bounce right back up to 105 over the course of the next.
I think we're in agreement.
3-4 weeks.
This is just a flash wick, a flash sell-off, and this does not signify the bull market is over. That's where I'm at. I think that's where Rob is at. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, obviously, watching it go down in value, I've been there, brother. I feel you. I feel you. But I'm telling you, it unless you think the cycle is over. Different story, but we don't think the cycle is over, so we look at that as unrealized losses, and they don't become realized until you actually hit that.
And you know what? Like it's not to be like you proceed with caution, but I mean, you know, these are the opportunities. Like, you know, Warren Buffett said always like, "There's blood in the streets." Yeah, like, and so like. If you expect me to come on here and be like, "Oh my God, guys, it'll be okay," like I'm not going to do it. That's not who I am. I'm not. If you're looking to get an entry point, you could have just bought XRP at $1.80. Now, you got to have the balls to pull the trigger, but you got to ask yourself, is XRP broken? No. Is it going to keep accruing value over time? Yes. And so, you know what? Like you can put your head down, put your helmet on, go to the bomb shelter, come out in 2 weeks. Everything will be all right. Or if you want, you could try to find some projects out here that are worth buying at current prices that you've been wanting to get a hold of and pull the trigger, man. You know, like it is like if you run around life just being scared, yeah, like you pass out like, oh, I can't quit my job, man. I can't go. Like, Barrow, go out there and be somebody, man. I unlike other channels that are just going to tell you to like just play it safe and put your head down. Like, I wouldn't leverage trade. Absolutely not. I would be very, very cautious on leverage trading because you'll get liquidated. But in the spot market, I'm buying on the spot market 100%. I got my limit orders in right now. This is the opportunity to pick up assets at undervalued, discounted prices. And so that's what I would do. And honestly, like, it sucks seeing your portfolio down, but you know what? My portfolio is up on the long term. At the beginning of the bull market, my portfolio was way skinnier than it is now. And so for me, hey, it's a little pullback. I might have saw a giant green number that was, yesterday and this morning. And now the giant green number is not so giant anymore.
Big Rob said Coinbase has frozen purchases. Mr. K said Bybit is working for me, but the liquidations are not working. I've gone past liquidation deep and plays are still there. Wooden Viking Games said, thanks, Rob. Your rant the other day made me cycle out of a lot of alts, and I'm only down 12%. So shout out to you. And someone said, this bull market's black swan. It seems that way. And well, then you ask yourself.
You get a lot of these, though. I don't want to say a lot. I just want to say that per the bull markets. You don't
get a lot of these.
No. Per the bull markets, you get big, sharp pullbacks, usually 2 to 4 times per bull market. And it's really like, I mean, if we look back, right? Think about it this way. If we look back, say Bitcoin's at 160,000. If we look back, I mean, imagine how big of a headline it is. Do you remember when Bitcoin went from 117 to 105? Like, it doesn't even sound that like good of a story. Like, you got your kid on your lap. They're like, Granddad, what'd you do to make money when you were little? I'm like, well, I survived the pullback from 117 to 105. It was tough.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. But anyways, yeah. So I would just say don't overreact. Limit buy for things that you don't have a position on. Of course, you got to have the capital on the side. So be careful on selling. I will say the market will bounce back in the projects that were rallying recently, right? So what would you expect to see the biggest bounce back? Honestly, dude, I think Zcash was going to have a mega bounce back, right? If you look, where's Zcash at again?
I want to do a real quick, Rob.
Go ahead.
I want to do a giveaway. I'm going to give away $100 to one new subscriber. By the end of the show, one new subscriber is going to get $100. And then on Monday, we'll do another $100 to a random person, everyone included. Okay? So subscribe to the channel. I have the number.
Yeah, you have the list of.
I have the list of subscribers, so it'll pop up here. And we'll pick one person. You got to stay in the chat because we'll announce it at the end. Sub to the channel, and we'll pick one winner. We'll send you $100. No strings attached. No questions asked. The only thing is you have to be.
Can I use my my burner account to subscribe?
No.
Oh, okay.
In fact, if you do that, you will owe us. You'll owe the company the money. So, okay. I just want to pick maybe a couple comments. If you guys, again, if there's any questions you have, please throw it in there. This is a show all about you guys, about the people watching. And someone mentioned the Black Swan. Jay Trader said this market's Black Swan event. Hindsight, they say, is 2020, right? So speaking of 2020, today, when you look back at 2020 and you say, "Damn it, I wish I would have bought Bitcoin when it wicked down at 3,500." Is this that 2020 moment right now, Rob?
No, I don't think the pullback was deep enough. I think when did we get a crossover 100 grand, right? Because our current price, right? Okay, let's say 105. So we were down to 105 back in June. So technically, this would have been the cheapest you could have bought Bitcoin from June up until now. If you would have had a limit buy order set at 105. And I mean, how many people would have just locked up their cash in a limit buy at 105 in hopes for a liquidation candle? I don't know, dude. I mean, you look here, you have a lot of support. Look at, will you look at Bitcoin on the chart, David?
Look at Bitcoin on the chart? Give me
Yeah.
1 second,
And just because I'm looking through the lens of CoinMarketCap, and it is what it is. But so you got 109. It looks like 109 has just repeatedly been an area. I'm just looking at the bottoms here.
Pick an exchange. Where do you want me to look?
So I'm looking back. I'm looking back into September.
September what?
September, October, or no, excuse me.
This year?
September and August. Yeah. So we've seen that 109 has been a horizontal level that we have both used as resistance and support historically. Maybe it's 110.
One more time the date?
I just look historically over the last 6 months. 110, it seems like. I'm trying to draw on a number where
We opened at 80K.
Huh?
6 months.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying that I'm trying to
This
to
is your
explain.
6 month chart right here.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain that 110 is an extremely pivotal area for support and resistance, and I'm just kind of picking out the 109, I guess, on the chart here. Seems that 109 just keeps being an area that we revisit, right? And
I mean, you hit the nail on the head, dude. Look at the green line down here, right? I know we got a bunch of different colors here, but 110.7 was a level, and we got down to 109.9. Now, again, the numbers were all over the place, but this is from Bitstamp. This has the most.
yeah, but what I'm saying is kind of like from a historical standpoint is that 109 has been revisited multiple times, and so yeah, I'm thinking that because Bitcoin's now at 112, right? So we bounced up to 113.5. It's now at 112.5 per coin market cap. I don't know how accurate their API is right now. Everything's kind of all over the place. But what I believe we're seeing was a massive liquidation event where we saw Bitcoin drop down to 105. It rebounded to 113. I feel like we're starting to see that pullback. I believe Bitcoin's going down to 110, and then we're going to reverse yet again. So I think we'll see Bitcoin 112 to 110.
I don't know,
and then
dude.
it'll be back up again.
I think depending on what happens with Trump and China, we could see it go much lower. Remember, again, over the weekend, the only markets that are open is our market. And you look at Bitcoin dominance, very interesting. Bitcoin dominance opened at 59% and right now all the way up to 63.5%. Someone asked, does this make way for the altcoins to rally? What are your thoughts on that? Is this a clean reset? And then we're going to start seeing the altcoins rally.
I believe it delays altcoin rally, right? And
I think it delays an altcoin.
You know, I think as for what were we seeing? We were seeing that all the alts were rallying kind of in unison. The altcoin market in general was going up. Bitcoin dominance was dropping, and it looked like it was going to be a just push, a clean sweep where everything was just going up. Now, some were obviously performing better than others. However, going
up, Rob, I'm so sorry. Trump is talking about
Where
export
could be
controls.
on the table in terms of export
A
controls?
lot more. I mean, you have a lot more. We have airplanes. We have airplane parts. You remember that from last time. And we were just surprised that China have a very good relationship with President Xi, and they did that. This is not something that I, instigated. This was just a response to something that they did. And they didn't really aim it at us. They aimed it at the whole world. The whole world is subject to it. So I thought it was very, very bad. But we have many things, including a big thing is airplane. They have a lot of Boeing planes, and they need parts and lots of things like that, Steve.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to accept the Gaza deal, and what will be your message to the Knesset when you speak to them?
Well, he wanted it. You know, it's been a long time. He's been fighting a long time. He's been fighting hard. He wanted it. It's a great deal for Israel, but it's a great deal for everybody, for Arabs, for Muslims, for everybody, for the world. And as you know, on Monday, the hostages come back. They're getting them now. I mean, they're getting them now. They're in some pretty rough places under earth. They're in some pretty rough places where only a few people know where they are, in some cases. So they're getting them, and they're also getting the bodies, approximately 28 bodies. And some of those bodies are being unearthed right now as we speak. I mean, they're working on it right now as we speak. It's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. No, he was very happy with it. And I can tell you that I saw Israel dancing in the streets, but they were dancing in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and UAE and many, many countries. I saw Egypt. They were dancing. I'll be going to Israel. I'll be speaking at the Knesset, I think, early on. And then I'm also going to Egypt. They were terrific. But all of the countries were great. Indonesia was great. Jordan was great. They were all great. Everybody wants this deal to happen.
What happens in Gaza the day after the hostage release?
Okay.
Yeah, also,
I'm gonna try to find where he started talking about the China thing, and I think this is it.
in commitments and investments in our country. As an example, the last administration was far less than $1 trillion for 4 years. We're at plus $18 trillion for 8 months. There's never been anything like it in history, in any country, anywhere in the world. So that's great. But maybe for purposes of this, more importantly, we're going to bring drug prices down at numbers that nobody ever thought possible, Glenn. I think nobody ever even thought it was possible. So we're going to be doing a lot of business, but we're going to be also numbers that when you're 2, 3, 4, 500% less. I just noticed one of them over here, 654% discount. 654. The lag 600. It's really going to be incredible, and that's going to be so good for Medicaid and Medicare. We worked so hard on it. They didn't work. Frankly, $1 trillion for 4 years wasn't that bad. He did less than $1 trillion, but we did that in a period of 8 months. So it's pretty record-shattering.
Are we seeing Bitcoin
of
shooting
dollars.
up real
Any
quick?
country, no matter what country
while
you're
he's looking
talking
that
about,
up, we're
nobody's
seeing
done
Bitcoin
numbers
shoot
like
up
that.
to
So
114. We're starting to see rebound to the upside. You know, I don't know where we're going, man. I'm kind of along for the ride with you here. You know, I 105 is where we bounced down here at. I mean, technically it was like 104 something, but we'll keep it as a clean 105 was the liquidation bottom support here that we just saw. We're currently at 113.5. I saw 114 here for a moment. And so are we going to get back up to that 117, 120? Will we continue further down and test that liquidation bottom that we just put in at 105? I am very, very cautious about this 110 mark. I believe that we might go back down to 110, which I think will be the pivotal moment where we see what side of the aisle Bitcoin will go down. Will it stay up above 110 and continue up to the 117, or will we lose the 110 support? Keep bringing up 110 because we have seen it time and time again over the last 6 months. It has been a number in play. Obviously, a large psychological number is something that we just instantly blew past. 110 was no kind of support here on this liquidation event. I think that what we saw was just a massive amount of longs, cascading liquidations that brought the price to where it was. Outside of that, we're seeing the altcoin space take some punches. We saw XRP under $1.80. Now, could you have bought it? Sure, if you would have had a limit market order in. Currently at 227. We did see some other projects. I saw Cardano down to, I think it was 40 cents briefly. Yes, we saw Cardano down to 44 cents in this little flash crash. Currently at 60 cents. We were observing Cardano around 70 cents as of recently, and so this is on discount as well. I encourage those of you that do have stablecoin on the side that were looking to buy projects to get some things that are on discount currently. I know a lot of people here are freaking out. They're pulling their hair out. They're looking at their portfolio. They're upset. They don't know what's going on. I can assure you that one thing that isn't happening is we're not going to see massive liquidations to the downside and stay down there, right? We're not gonna see Bitcoin trading at 80,000 or 70,000 or something of that nature. If something like that were to happen, the alts would be in a position where you just would make no money. But I don't believe that we're gonna see that. I think that 105 was a number that we came down, we hit, and now we've seen that typical bounce back. Had we not bounced to where we're at now, and we were currently around 105, 106, 107, I would say, hey, I don't know how low this is going to go. Guys, be careful. But I feel pretty confident that this price is going to stabilize at least above 110. And my only concern here is that we go back down, we test the 110 range again. Going into a little further down the list here, Ethereum has lost the $4,000 mark. This was something that Ethereum was over and above for quite some time. I mean, look here, even on the 1 month, we only had one 12-hour period where ETH fell under $4,000. Everything else over the last 30 days is ETH over 4,000. ETH was hitting 4,000 as resistance historically. So back at the beginning of the year, or the end of last year, in December and January, we saw ETH try to cross 4,000 and get rejected. Also rejected here again back in July. And once we cleared above it, it turned into support. So now we're in a very curious situation with ETH being under $4,000. This has been a tough area for ETH to cross. If you go further down the list, we have XRP, which you know what? It was only back in July that we were at this $2.20. So I believe that if you're looking to get into XRP, this is probably the best entry point you can get.
Oh my God.
XRP now has been lower than 220. It flash crashed down to 190, but let's face it, you're not going to get those prices. But look, you could have accumulated XRP at the 220 range for majority of the year, and then it was gone. And people were looking in hindsight at $3 XRP saying like, crap, I wish I'd have bought some at that 220 range. I do think that if you were looking to buy XRP, you put a limit buy order in at say 225. Feel pretty confident that you would be able to walk away with some XRP at 225.
Look at this.
What do you got? Man.
Oh my God. $8.5 billion was liquidated in the last 4 hours. The last 1 hour, $5.5 billion was liquidated. Look at Virtual's protocol. I was getting an alert on my phone. 66.65 cents. Oh my God. Oh man. So this is it's crazy. As you go down the list, you look at projects, you look at something like Chainlink at $16. You ask yourself, you watch Chainlink run up to what was the high? $25. It's sitting at $16. Are you going to pull the trigger on that?
It's not right now. I'm looking down the list of deep discounts. It gets a lot more lucrative there. I'll tell you what. The one I'm really surprised. I'm surprised that ETH and Solana are holding up as well as they are, man. I mean, ETH is only down 10%. If you would have told me the price action of Bitcoin, I'd have thought that ETH losing that 4,000, having this liquidation event, I thought ETH would be down a little bit more. Solana's holding up pretty well as well, only down 14% here in the last 24 hours. This was something that was floating around 200 to 220, and just like ETH, Solana has historically found a lot of support and resistance at that $200 mark. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when we get back up to there. But I'm just looking at what's on deep discount, bro. And, I look what's down here. You got Caspa at 4 cents. This one's interesting. Optimism is down 36. Are you touching Render at all? This thing's been pretty disappointing, right?
I no.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's down. Sometimes these are like kill shots for certain projects. They take a big punch on the market. They have a big drop, and they never truly rebound back to where they were. My biggest concern here out of these top projects would be with Caspa. They just were lacking a lot of bullish momentum, at least on the charts. Also, they were lacking bullish momentum on the ecosystem. I know they had a layer 2 smart contract thing going on. That was a lot of the community was excited about. However, yeah, I don't know, man. It's not looking good at 4 cents. You look at the Caspa chart here on the 1 year. I mean, look at this, man. It's been down and to the right. This is something that's going to take a long time. We have to fight. Caspa's going to have to fight just to get back up to 7 cents because it's going to now act as resistance. We saw Caspa's low as 2 cents on a liquidation candle. And yeah, that's interesting. But
Look at ICP.
yeah, I'm looking at, I was just about to say the same thing. I'm looking at ICP right
I got
now.
down to $1.80.
This isn't good, man. This is not good at all for some of your favorite altcoin projects that you're hoping we're going to get a nice rally here lately. This little flash liquidation and sell off and 35, 40, 45% sell offs that we've seen, it's going to be very hard for these projects to bounce back.
Who was it? It was Zen Yen Ben said, surely just go for the ETF coins. They should have the biggest bounce. Interesting there. What he's saying is, hey, Wall Street's probably going to buy the dip a lot quicker and with deeper pockets than your traditional crypto investor, which would mean that, hey, Bitcoin and XRP, my only thing would be is, well, markets are closed until Monday. What are your thoughts on that comment? Do you agree that, hey, whatever Wall Street's got access to, those will probably recover the fastest?
My question is that Litecoin and Solana were supposed to have that final deadline today for their ETFs, and I didn't hear any news on those. It's supposed to be on the 10th. And, perhaps if we do get the spot listing ETFs for Solana, for Cardano, for Avalanche, for Litecoin, XRP, if we get that, I would expect those to get a big rally back, right? Especially coming off of this pullback right now. Remember, Wall Street and the ETFs is a major surge of liquidity. It is a boost in trading activity. Now, Wall Street can sell. Now, historically, what we saw when Bitcoin's ETF went live and also the Ethereum went live was that Grayscale had the Grayscale fund, and there was a price difference or arbitrage. And so Grayscale was forced to sell a ton of Bitcoin and Ethereum, which did push the price to the downside. So I would say that ETFs going live doesn't mean bullish to the upside immediately. And just be ready that in the short term, the ETF going live could actually hurt the price of these said tokens. However, Grayscale trusts were extremely large in size for Bitcoin and ETH. And so the sell pressure was quite immense. I mean, we're talking, I think it was almost 1 million Bitcoin that was essentially on the table from Grayscale. And so that was a large sell event that put a lot of downside pressure on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm just going through the charts. Bitcoin's at under 113, 112. It was at 112.9 according to Bitstamp. Bitstamp got it to as low as 109.4, but again, you're seeing the discrepancies and across the board with the different exchanges. There's some people saying this is the market top was a 6th, which was that time traveler from God knows how long ago, and they had it timed out perfectly. And so I think this is feeding into a lot of people's bias of, well, that guy was right. The cycle is over. I'm seeing news. Umar said China announces Qualcomm investigation. Qualcomm is a leading, what does Qualcomm do again? Chips manufacturer or data center?
Yeah. We do got over 600 people watching. I wanna get your opinion, right? So if you're watching, if you think that 105 was the bottom and we are going to get back up to that 120, 125, get back into all-time highs, put a 1 in the chat. If we just saw a liquidation event, the exchanges were taking advantage of market conditions and they came down and liquidated all those long positions, put a 1 in the chat. However, if you think the top was in, we had a prophet come in via Twitter a couple days ago, a week ago, and they said that the top was in at 125. They posted this back in 2023. And anyways, if you think the top is in, this is just the first drop and more to come. Put a 2 in the chat. I want to know where you guys think we stand in the market. I want to get the opinion of you, the viewer. Do us a favor. Not to mention, I just like to see a lot of 1s and 2s in the chat. So please participate. Give us your thoughts and share your opinions. Lastly, please subscribe if you're not already.
The Hermit Soul said, this was not your average crash. Everything's on special now, but choose your projects wisely. What are the big boys investing in that should recover? Those should recover pretty fast. It's a fair statement. And when you ask yourself, well, what are the big boys investing in? Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Chainlink. Let's say Athena is one of them. What else would you throw into that? The big boys, the institutions, the large whales, what are they investing in? You think people are looking at where's Zcash at? Zcash is at 186. Are people looking at projects like Zcash who are on a parabolic run-up and seeing this as the golden opportunity to get in when they could
Or that could have very easily been the top and been like, hey, Zcash's top was at that moment. I would be very cautious on projects like Zcash. I think they'll be the first to rebound, but I do think they'll be the first to bleed off because they never get back to their previous all-time highs. What was the high here or local high? I know all-time it was over $1,000.
265.
So 265. I don't think we'll see 265 again.
I disagree.
And what I do think will happen is that it will be the first to bounce back. I think that once Bitcoin finds itself, say by tomorrow morning, we're at like 115,400 or 111,400. I don't know where we'll end up. But once I think Bitcoin kind of starts to consolidate, we'll see projects bounce back. Altcoins that were performing well prior to the bounce will start to regain those losses. And then from there, they'll trail off. So I believe 265 was the top for Zcash. However, I think it'll be the first to bounce back. There'll be money to be made there in the short term. When I talk short term, I'm talking about like 3 days. And then after that, I think it bleeds off. and the local top was set for that one. I think a lot of other projects will do the same. I do think that projects that were already trending down, that were on the backside, that just lost a lot more, are the projects you want to pick up. Those are the ones that might not bounce back first. However, they got a lot of room to make up. And so if you go down the list, if you look at, like, say, what was the top 30 would be a good example, right? How do I pull up the 30%?
Go to columns on the far right.
Got it. Yeah, that's where it is. And then, why am I like an old man today? Where's my my 90 days at?
It should be price change on the bottom.
Oh, okay. I just had to scroll down. There we go. All right, let's go 60 days, 90 days, apply changes, and then
You'll have to scroll over because it's at the very end. Scroll left and right.
Scroll left and right?
Yeah.
I am not scrolling. Thought it would be here after the...
No, yeah, there you go.
There it is.
You can
Okay.
rearrange it, but yeah.
So here on the right side, we do got what is down. I would say I'd probably take a quick look at the 60 days. So these are the projects that are going to more or less, the ones that will come back will give you the biggest returns on investment because they were already down going into this crash, and now they're down even more. Uniswap here is something that I immediately spot out here. It's in the top 10 as far as down 60%. ETH down under 4,000. I do believe that ETH's going to rally. Its ETH ecosystem is going to do well. And I think the number one DEX has to be something you have to consider. What's your take on Uni from Uniswap, the governance token with expanded utility as of lately? Do you hold any weight on Uni here?
I would, yeah, I mean, I like Uniswap. It wouldn't be at the top of my list, though.
Now,
There's so many that are...
What about CurveDAO and Caspa?
Yes, Curve, yes, Caspa, I don't know.
I think if I had to pick one up here, I would have to go with probably CurveDAO. I think
Curve is solid, man.
CurveDAO being down. Tell them about Curve. For those of you that are watching that don't know,
Curve is stablecoin infrastructure. Curve and Convex are my two favorite infrastructure plays. Also, you can throw Athena in there. But CurveDAO, it's essentially institutional stablecoin infrastructure, right? You get your stablecoins, you put it on there, you can earn yield. And it's really kind of geared towards institutions. They've been around for a while. I love Curve. You know what I was looking at? Look at this. Look at our bot. Look at our trading bot. Literally scalp the bottom. On Kraken at 103. So yeah, it should have probably already taken.
It bought at 103.
Yeah. Yeah, the traders executed.
Good job, bot.
Good job, bot.
This is our personal account too, by the way. In case y'all are wondering, we're not just like pulling up some data. Like we literally just bought Bitcoin at 103.
Well, the bot did.
Yeah, well, the bot, but for our account, it ties in directly to our exchange. It triggers the buys through the API.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it bought the bottom. It also bought at 117 and it also bought at 114. So the average price now is 114.8. All the buys included. So Pureblood said, what a sham. Market makers doing their thing. No liquidity to be found. Sure, we can potentially throw some on the market makers, but I think it was just I don't know, as something broke and everything just kind of caught fire. A lot of people, I know friends, people watching, myself included, had a hard time trying to put in limit orders to get limit orders executed. I've had a few trades get liquidated when the liquidation point wasn't even reached. So you're going to start seeing a lot of these come online. Yeah, Joseph said Coinbase has halted any buying as well. We've seen this before, not to this level, I don't think. But yeah.
Yeah, my limit order didn't go through, and it is below limit order buy. So thank you, Coinbase, for shutting that down. Appreciate you. price. I had a Dash limit order in at 36.50. It's currently at 36 even now. So interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know, guys. What are y'all thinking? What is down the most in your portfolio? I'll say the one project for myself. So put a project that you're the most disappointed in, or maybe your biggest hold and it's down. Whatever one that you're kind of like sick in the stomach. I think for you is BitTensor. We got liquidated on that trade. So is that the one that you're most sick on in this dip?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you, it's that. I want to know. For me, it has to be Avalanche. Avalanche is down to $20, dude. This is something that we saw up to $38 earlier this month. And was it 38, 36? It was performing quite well, and it saw a rally. I was outperforming the other alts. It lost momentum, came back down to that $30 range, and it is just falling off a cliff. The last time it was down to $20 was back here, and well, multiple times throughout the year. And so, yeah, you hearing that thunder out here?
Yeah.
You know what? Not only are we pissed at the price of Bitcoin, but so is
God.
Las Vegas weather, or God. Throw him in there. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Vic Dog from Rumble said he just put 11K in SNX about an hour before the news.
That sucks. Keith Bosher says Stacks. If you'd been watching us, I think this is something we were shying away from Stacks. I think we originally were bullish. So if you were watching us and maybe took a break, I hope that wasn't the situation. But a year ago, we were pretty bullish on Stacks. It had a lot of promise. It just kind of fell flat. We hadn't seen enough bullish momentum out of it, not only in the charts, but also through just the development, right? And you're supposed to be the smart contract platform leveraging Bitcoin security. Didn't really see it. Also, and then what else? We had Bat. He bought Optimism. Ugh. Optimism is such a good buy too. It sucks you pulled the trigger when you did, man. Oh no, I think he's saying to buy it right now. Okay. So Mike said he's down.
Oh, wait. The president is speaking. We have some news to share with you. President Donald Trump.
Here we go again. Donald, don't do it again, man. Don't look.
Can we up the volume on this?
Care about that. But you are going to be so proud of your country because we're going to turn it around and we're going to start winning again. We're going to win so much. We're going to win at every level. We're going to win economically. We're going to win with the economy. We're going to win with military. We're going to win with healthcare and for our veterans. We're going to win with every single facet. We're going to win so much you may even get tired of winning and you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore.
No.
Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. We're going to win more. We're going to win so much. I love you, Albany. Get out and vote.
Are you tired of winning yet, Rob?
It's too much winning right now, bro.
I can't handle it. Please stop, Mr. President. Please stop. I'm tired of winning. Yeah.
It's too much
Okay.
winning. What was from the chat? What was some of the ones that people lost out on?
I think Mike Volmer said virtuals. Yeah, my virtuals back is
Redman said Caspa. Ground Squirrel said Turbo. Armand Clark said Polygon and Crow. Okay.
yeah, I'm going through it as well.
Sonic. Yeah, I think Polygon, Crow.
Caspa, AVAX.
You know what? Polygon might be the one that just has a hard time coming back.
Oh, it's already had a hard time coming back.
That's what I'm saying, man.
By the way,
that's my whole point. It's like if you are already like if you were kind of having a hard time making up ground in this market. We here? Yeah. Yeah, so we got thunder and lightning outside. Power's glitching up in this place. It's interesting. Losing equipment.
Holding us back.
Yeah, so ICP Polygon down. What is a Crow token at? I know
Don't look.
13 cents.
Close your eyes.
Look at this. Look at this, dude.
TA
Crow moved from 13 cents to 33 cents
Back
to
down.
13 cents.
down to
Yikes. And this is not good. If it loses that 13, you want to pull up a Crow chart, brother?
Yeah.
If it loses the 13 cent mark, the next stop is 8. Straight up. I am extremely bullish on Kronos. However, I would be very cautious on Kronos right now. Its downward potential.
You don't think it's one of the ones that bounces fairly quick?
I think it wasn't rallying the last 2 weeks, dude. The rally it had was back in August. And so it took off September. It took off the beginning of November. And because it's been going to the down here in the last month and a half, it was already trending to the down, man. And,
you know,
I mean, it fell from, I mean, look at this, dude. Look at this. This one is at 20 cents. This thing bottomed down to 10 pennies, bro. This went from 20 cents to 10 cents, a 50% move. 50% of its market cap erased in 30 minutes.
Kronos actually, prior to today, was not looking good. This orange line was a very, very important support level. If you go back to 2021,
is there any way you would buy this right now?
I don't know, dude.
I can't buy it right now.
It got rejected twice.
I have a position on Crow. I don't plan on doing anything. My entry position was sub 10 cents. I don't know what my exact buy was.
You want to talk about,
but I'm not going to sell at this point because I'm only up a little bit, but I'm also not going to buy it all. I'm not buying right now.
You had, even prior to this day, right? This support level, we flipped it, we broke through, and we failed to reclaim it. And then it's just a massive spill off.
Yeah.
And if you're looking past that, I mean,
I honestly believe Solana's in the best position for a bounce back. If I had to pick something up right now, I would pick up Solana. The reason I would pick up Solana is that, for one, it is high enough on the market cap list that it has limited downside risk in regards to comparing it to the smaller market cap, right? Once you leave the top 10, you're in dangerous territory if Bitcoin doesn't rebound quickly, right? Let's just say Bitcoin trends back down to the bottom we put in, which is 105. If Bitcoin gets back down to 105, everything outside the top 10 is going to be nuked. It's going to melt down.
it's going to be nuclearized.
Nuclearized. And so, Athena, that's the stablecoin, excuse me. Hyperliquid, probably gonna not bode well. Chainlink will probably hold up. It doesn't have as much volatility as some of the other layer ones here. Stellar, I'm very fearful of that. I don't even want to know what happens to Avalanche if we go down to 105. We're probably down to $15 Avalanche.
Yeah.
$17. I think $17 was a historical price that we hung out at. Yeah. We'll be down to $17 on Avalanche for sure if Bitcoin trends down some more. Hedera has performed well on the year, and you can see it here up from 5 cents. It's at a very interesting spot. I would feel confident buying Hedera right now. How do you feel about Hedera? Hedera's at 16 cents. This is the low that we saw back in June, also back in April. Do you like 16-cent Hedera? It wasn't the strongest altcoin play in the last 4 months, but it was performing decent. What's your thoughts on Hedera right now, entry point?
So according to Binance, it got down to 7 cents.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, it's sitting at that 786 right now. On the daily, we pull our fibs from this 12.2 cents up to the current high, local high. This is on the weekly. Let's stay on the weekly. 786 is where it's currently at, 6.29 cents. We're actually currently trading below that. It's just, I mean, these patterns are falling apart, dude. Unless the weekly closes higher or we make up some ground here. Because this is a beautiful bullish setup. It's a beautiful bullish W pattern setup coming into a bull flag, which should have broken to the upside. And we've kind of lost the plot here. And it'll be interesting. I don't know. I think there's still so much in the air. What's the back and forth going to look like? It's the weekend, low liquidity, low volume. The rest of the markets are closed. It's just crypto.
So it looks like Bitcoin is really glued on to this 113. So do you think that this is an area that we see throughout the afternoon? Do you think it stays at 113? Because we saw 112 briefly. We saw 114 briefly. We keep coming back down to 113. Do you think that that's where we're going to settle in at? Because my concern is over time, usually when you get a flash crash, that bottom, if you're in a downward trend, you're going to get down there pretty quickly. And the 113 could easily turn into 112, 110, and then you get another crash, say on Wednesday or something. Also, the ETFs are going to go live soon. I'm not exactly sure on those particular dates, but that could be a very strong reversal for the market, surge of liquidity, a surge of interest. But I think the biggest takeaway is that we're going to have to see what happens with the stock market. Currently, the market is closed, but we ended the day. Look at this. We ended the day at down 3.5% on the NASDAQ. Did you see this?
Damn. That's a big move.
This was so I guess prior to the close, the Wall Street was really hammering down on the stock market, particularly NASDAQ. 3.56% in the NASDAQ index is a crazy amount of money. We don't see that kind of volatility. You got the VIX is up 31% currently. Jesus Christ.
The VIX?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it surprise you?
And this is the close that we saw on Wall Street prior to the. This is the close that we saw prior to Trump's tweets, right?
Yeah.
So
Petro said the markets are closed on Monday too, isn't it? Isn't it Columbus?
Columbus Day, yeah. Oh boy, it's gonna be a long one. We were talking to Gina earlier. She was asking me about Columbus
Crashing
Day.
out, bro.
And I was like, Columbus Day ain't no real holiday.
I've been making content since 7 a.m. I am crashing out, but I'm here.
You are here with 670 people. You guys are vibing here. I saw 670 flash for a minute, but
It's 674. We need to recapture that desktop up there.
Mm.
It's just under. So okay. So we essentially have Friday. Well, Friday's over. Please be over. Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 3 days. No stock market. You think we get under 100K, Rob?
I still very confident on 105. If we get more of a sell-off, a panic in the market, okay, so there's two numbers to keep an eye out for. And obviously they're large psychological numbers.
6, 7.
110, 105. 110 has been a historical mark. I think you've had it down to 109.7 or something like that name, but basically it's 110. So 110 has been resistance initially. It was also support, and well, that's going to be the first level. Then after that, we'll the 105. Man, I'm quite nervous about that one.
105? Yeah.
Yeah.
108's a big one. If we lose 108, dude. If we lose 108, and, me and Tradefly were talking about this on his show. If we lose 108, there's tons of liquidity at 108. If we lose that, I mean, you have your two massive bounces here at 108, at 108. Right? 10% move and a 16% move on Bitcoin. So if we lose 108, there's some at 105, there's some at 100. More than likely, if we lose 108, we're going to sub 100. And again, this is all also going to depend on what else happens over the weekend. And you can see the volume is on the weekly, on the daily. Let's go to the weekly. I mean, that is just a nasty weekly candle. Yeah, I mean, take a look at this, dude. Volume profile, right? Your visible, your volume range. Your largest node is sitting at, on the weekly, 96K. You have a fairly large node at 105. So we can say, okay, 108 down to 105, and then there's a gap. Dead space here, nothing until you get back down to 96. But again, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of we don't know, a lot of what's going to be said over the weekend. Is it going to be back and forth, tit for tat? So, yeah. I'm curious in the chat. Tuesday morning, is Bitcoin above 105,000 or below 100?
You know what? It's actually Monday. The stock market is open.
It is open?
Yeah, it is a holiday, but it's not closed on stock market. So we're good.
Okay, so come Monday, is Bitcoin over 105? Put a 1. If it's under 105K, put a 2. That's a hard question because I don't even know which way I'm voting. Do you know which way you're voting?
Negative.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Look at that. We're cooked. Thanks, Trump. We are so cooked. S. Dully said below 100.
Yeah.
Zen said above. I'm seeing a lot of comments of people saying this is planned. I don't know, dude. Greg Russell said 117. A lot of ones. Yeah, people are way more bearish than bullish.
Mm-hmm.
Way more bearish than bullish.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm still just kind of taking it all in. Looking at the prices.
I can't even put a trade in. I'm trying to... can't buy, can't sell, can't trade, can't...
Everything's broken, including my
brain's broken.
Spirit.
Your spirit's not broken. The brain is broken.
I broke a while ago.
Okay, let's go down the top 100. And you tell me if you're buying now or you're waiting for more downside, okay? ETH at 38.81.
38.81. No.
That means you're not buying, you're waiting for more downside? Right?
I just don't think it's going to be the first to pop back up.
Okay.
So I'm currently like, what am I?
Can we talk about how the fuck is BNB over $1,100 still?
It's the strongest crypto out there. When others fail, BNB prevails.
Dude, really? Really? Really, Binance? Really, CZ? Okay, so what about BNB at 1100?
Nope.
XRP at $2.34.
I don't want to increase my position on XRP. However, I think it is a great buy spot. You look historically, it has found support just time and time again at 220. So if you were looking to accumulate XRP, it is a great buying opportunity. I don't think it's on some massive discount just because it was there most of the year. I'm telling you, like 80% of 2025 was XRP around 220, 230. And so if you didn't get a chance to accumulate then, you got some now. I don't think it's a great buying opportunity. I'm not super bullish on XRP for by the end of the year. I am on the long term, but the next 3 months, XRP isn't at the top of my list.
Okay. You already talked about Solana. You said yeah.
Yeah.
What
I'm
about,
the most bullish on Solana right now.
and then Tron. Tron is still at
man.
32 cents.
Absolutely not.
Tron and BNB are like God's greatest gift to the bull market. You want to talk about downside protection? Hey, have some of your portfolio in Tron and or BNB. Because guess what? When we see shit like this, there's nothing. Binance is manipulating the markets. Well, guess what? They're not going to dump their own coin, right? If that's your thesis. What about Doge at sub 20 cents, 19 cents?
I'm not a fan of Doge. I've kind of mailed it on this bull market when it comes to Doge. You do got, let's see. I don't know, dude. I would say, I think Hedera might be a decent buy. Near Protocol, absolutely to the no. And then Cas was rebounding though. This thing's up to 5 cents now. Yeah.
But the question is, are you buying it? The answer is no, right? You said no.
No. See, the projects that I want to buy, like Aerodrome, I want to pick that up, but it's only down 20% today. So it's like not even, it's not even that big of not a steep enough of a discount. I think Lido might be a solid pickup. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to log into my my trading account here. XLM is at a. Oh, well, we're back. We're back. XLM is at a very, very key level. Let's see if my Bitcoin short position stayed. I was worried that they were gonna yank the trade or something, but that's the quickest $2,000 I made ever. Okay, so I guess if you are trading, I don't even know if using super low leverage is going to matter, because if we see something similar, but then again, what we just saw, I don't know if that could be replicated again. Obviously, never say never. But when I was looking at an XLM chart from earlier today, I literally said, if we get 30 cents again, I am double fisting along. And so we're at the bottom end of the range, right? The structure is still held. You had that nasty wick to the downside. But I don't know. Is XLM of interest to you, Rob?
Nope.
What about SWE?
No.
I'm
XLM and XRP are not rallying until next year, in my opinion.
What about Aave at $220? I think this is a steal.
Yeah.
Not from TA, but from like fundamental analysis. I think this is a steal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Looks like the markets have kind of stabilized here. I'm personally not going to be entering in any longs. I'm also not going to be entering in any shorts. I want to wait and see. I'm going to be sidelined. I'll buy some spot, but I think there's too much up and down, too much uncertainty. And like these limit orders aren't even filling, right? So what's the point if you put a stop loss and it doesn't fill? That defeats the whole purpose. This man had a limit buy order and that never filled. So yeah. Anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Yeah, my brain is fried.
Yeah.
I'm about toast.
I think that's it.
Well, I appreciate all of you joining us.
Do us a favor. I know we did not just get 500 subscribers, so please, if you want your portfolio to bounce back, the only way it happens is if you're subscribed.
Fair point.
That's it. It's the only way it happens.
Also,
if you're not subscribed, you don't want money.
Also, I realized that the subscriber numbers and activity don't update till the next day. So we promised.
Let's do it on Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah, we'll give away 2, right? You said you're going to do it twice?
We promised $100 to 1 new subscriber, so you still have time, even if you watch this after the fact. Because when I pull this up, and we can flash this real quick, Gina. When I pull this up on Monday, it'll have today's subscribers. I'll have October 10th. I will pick 1 winner of new subscribers, give you $100. We'll announce that on Monday on the show. Also on Monday, I'll give away another $100 to 1 random person. So you have a chance of winning $200 technically. So, yeah, shout out to all you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you sub to the channel. And we'll see you guys Monday. Also, real quick, if the markets continue to collapse or something big happens, we'll go live again. If it's in 2 hours, we'll go live again in 2 hours. If it's tomorrow, we'll go live tomorrow.
That's right.
So just make sure you have your notification bell on and subscribe to the channel.
And also, big shout out to Gina for running this thing last minute. We always appreciate you. I know we just threw a live stream on you last second. But,
Straight up.
Yeah, it's for the people. She did it for the people. She did it for you.
Yeah.
All right.
Love you guys.
See you till Monday.
Peace.
Sin City Crypto. Cassius Cuvée. Yeah. Sin City Crypto. Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be late.